Herodias was well pleased. This biblical account of John's beheading became the most famous one. From then on, Herodias and Salome have remained archetypical evil women.
Wow.
Into the modern era, this moment of serving John's head on a platter has been rendered many times by painters such as Cranach the Elder and Peter Paul Rubens. There have been operas written about both Herodias and Salome. However, her life and reign do go beyond this pivotal incident. Let's see what happened next. Herodias' actions against John the Baptist grew from his criticism of her, and these actions led Antipas to be even more fearful of other holy men who came his way. The criticisms threatened his rule and threatened his relationship with Rome, which depended upon the client king keeping the peace. The next holy man who came to the attention of the increasingly worried or paranoid tetrarch was Jesus. Jesus had come to the Jordan River from Galilee to be baptized by John, and after his baptism, he went to live in the wilderness, as John had done. Once Jesus heard that John had been arrested and subsequently killed, he emerged from the wilderness and began his mission of preaching. As word spread of the miracles that Jesus performed, some people said, "John the Baptizer has been raised from the dead." Others said Jesus was a prophet, like one of the prophets of old. When Antipas heard of Jesus, he said, "John, whom I beheaded, has been raised," and the tetrarch was frightened. There's no mention in the Bible of Herodias' role at this point. It's hard to imagine that she wasn't involved in Antipas' actions and worries. He was indecisive and nervous, and she had advised him throughout his reign. But in the absence of any specific textual evidence, we'll leave her in the background for now.
Easy.
Jesus had become very popular with a great following. Throughout his preaching, he denounced the Pharisees and Sadducees, entering into the contention
But not the Essenes.
of Judea at this time. Antipas had heard of him, and the Gospels say he was interested in meeting him to learn more of his miracles. He would soon have his chance. When Jesus was arrested in Jerusalem, he was brought before Pontius Pilate, the prefect of Judea, who served under Emperor Tiberius. This meant that Pilate was the emperor's representative in the province that used to be the kingdom of Archelaus, and that now was directly administered by Rome. According to all the non-biblical Roman sources, Pilate was a cruel administrator. Actually, the Bible downplays his ruthlessness. He ignored Jewish customs, angering Jews by displaying images of Tiberius and military standards in violation of Jewish prohibitions.
Man, what the heck?
Images. He used temple money to build aqueducts and generally stirred up the population with what the Jewish chronicler Philo described as his vindictiveness and furious temper. Eventually, Tiberius recalled him to keep peace in the province. His crucifixion of Jesus was a minor occurrence that didn't even come to the attention of the emperor. Of course, it's the central event of the Gospels. Jesus was brought to Pilate by the local Jewish priests who accused him of various crimes against Jewish custom and Roman rule. The priest said, "We found this man perverting our nation and forbidding us to give tribute to Caesar and saying that he himself is Christ a king."
What?
Pilate questioned him and found no fault in him. Pilate had offended the Jews so often, I assume he wasn't eager to alienate the followers of another Jewish prophet. Then Pilate found a legal loophole to avoid making a decision. Since Jesus
Whatever.
was a Galilean,
Stupid.